The Legend of Boggy Creek was released in 1972 and directed by Charles B. Pierce. This movie is presented as a true story about a Sasquatch-like creature, with eyewitness accounts being told and reenacted throughout. It's something of a cross between an old Disney nature documentary and a classic episode of In Search Of, with some Deliverance vibes to it. The narrator ties the events together in first person, starting with a flashback to when he was a boy, racing to the local garage to report seeing a wild man down by the creek. Several old men, gathered there passing time, laugh it off, telling him there's nothing to worry about. The boy runs back home, and the narrator discusses the inhuman scream coming from the woods, saying, "It scared me then, and it scares me now." Next, we're introduced to the small town of Fouke, Arkansas.
I grew up here. The population was about 350 when I was a boy. It still is. Fouke is way down in the southwest corner, where Arkansas joins Texas and Louisiana. If you've ever driven from Shreveport to Texarkana, you passed right through Fouke, even if you don't remember seeing it.
A few eyewitness accounts follow, including one of the old men from the first scene. One other resident talks about how something carried 2 of his 100-pound hogs over his fence. After some background information about Boggy Creek itself, we then see 2 more reenactments of sightings. The narrator points out that the monster always travels the creeks. The next sequence shows the creature approaching a house. Inside, one of the girls spots him moving outside and screams. After a boy spots the monster while tracking a deer, an organized hunt is put together. Unfortunately, the horses and dogs are too afraid to engage, and the hunters return empty-handed. There are no reported sightings of the creature for the next 8 years. The movie then goes into an odd musical interlude with the first of a few original folk songs. This one is all about the beast.
Hear the sulphur river flows, rising when the storm cloud blows, and this is where the creature goes, safe within a world he knows. Perhaps he dimly wonders why there is no other such as I, to touch, to love before I die, to listen to my lonely cry.
Next, we meet some more of the locals, including Travis Crabtree, a teen who spends his weekends in the wilderness. He drops in on his friend Herb Jones, who's been living off the grid for about 20 years. Herb tells us he doesn't believe the creature exists. A set of footprints is discovered on a farm, and several experts speculate on what they could be. Unlike a Sasquatch, these prints only show 3 toes on each foot. They also write off the possibility of a gorilla or an orangutan. After a few more reenactments, the movie's climax shows a series of encounters at another house. On the first night, the creature approaches while the men are away. The women manage to escape, bringing the landlord back to investigate. He finds nothing, and they decide to go back to the house. The following night consists of 2 attacks, and one of the men is injured and taken to the hospital. Keep your eyes open for the following. Most of the actors in this movie never appeared in anything else. As stated earlier, some of the cast members were actual residents and eyewitnesses to the sightings. Charles B. Pierce went on to direct a handful of other movies, including The Town That Dreaded Sundown and Boggy Creek 2. Although that movie was a sequel, it was not presented as a documentary, but a scripted story. It was also riffed in an episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
And the legend continues to be not heard about by anyone.
Pierce, along with writer-producer Earl E. Smith, also wrote the story for Sudden Impact, the 4th installment of the Dirty Harry series. Pierce is believed to have been the one who wrote this line.
Go ahead. Make my day.
The movie poster was painted by Ralph McQuarrie, who is a film and TV concept artist, famous for working on projects like the original Star Wars trilogy. Charles Pierce's son Chuck played the boy at the beginning of the movie, and his daughter Pamela played one of the girls in this scene. Speaking of Pamela Pierce, she led a project to release a fully restored, widescreen version of the movie, which was made available in 2019. Until then, most copies, even on DVD, were very poor quality with a cropped aspect ratio. To illustrate, this is a clip from the DVD release from the early 2000s. Now, here's the same scene from the restored version. You can see the improvement immediately. And no, this is not a paid promotion. So, is the movie any good? I first saw this on TV as a kid, and it frightened and fascinated me at the same time. I've made a point to watch it several more times over the years because it keeps drawing me back. It does get a bit repetitive toward the end, as the house attacks seem to follow the same formula. However, there's something quaint about the whole thing. This movie gets a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching my video. If you'd like to see more content like this, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell. To access my retro t-shirt store, check the links in the description. Thanks for all your support.
Herb limps because he once accidentally shot part of his foot away in a boating accident. Although he was all alone, he made it out of the bottoms to a doctor.